Here are 7 lessons I learned from the book The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. These 7 lessons are taken from a section of the book called The 7 Cures for a Lean Purse.
The first cure, start thy purse to fattening. For every 10 coins thou placest within thy purse, take out for use but 9.
What this basically means is you need to be saving 10% of your income every single paycheck. And I know this seems super simple, but a lot of people don't do it. When you get your paycheck, you can have a separate savings account where you automatically take 10% and put it into that savings account. Or if you have something like a direct deposit, every time you get that direct deposit, you can set up a automatic transfer to your savings account. That way, your savings are automatically taken care of.
The second cure, control thy expenditures. What each of us calls our necessary expenses will always grow to equal our incomes unless we protest to the contrary.
There's actually a law about this called Parkinson's law, which says that things tend to want to fill their container. So if you have a closet, for example, over time that closet will get filled with clothes or other things. So if you have your paycheck, it's human nature to want to spend all that money. So you really need to have a hard line that says, hey, I'm going to only spend this much money. You hear about people making $250,000 a year, but they're still living paycheck to paycheck, while the person making $25,000 per year is still able to save and invest. Some people might think they don't have any room to save, but there's a lot of areas that you can save on, whether it's on groceries, utilities, shopping around for car insurance, or even simple things like making your own coffee at home. There was a picture I saw online once where someone was complaining about the high cost of groceries, and even though groceries are really high right now, the picture they posted was full of junk food and soda. They were spending about $2,000 a year on soda alone. So there's always ways you can save a little bit of extra money to get that 10%.
The third cure, make thy gold multiply. I tell you, my students, a man's wealth is not in the coins he carries in his purse, it is the income he buildeth.
Now, even though you're saving money, which is a great first start, you're not going to become wealthy by saving money alone. You need to actually be investing that money. And I know a lot of people are scared of investing because they might think it's about picking stocks, or they might think they don't have enough money to invest, when really investing is really simple. You can open a account with Vanguard or Fidelity and just buy a low cost index fund, total stock market index fund. And this is a really passive long-term strategy for building your wealth. And I really want to emphasize this point for 2 reasons. First, if you just keep your money in a savings account, you're losing about 3% every year due to inflation. And second point is the earlier you invest, the better. The number one regret that people have when it comes to investing is they didn't do it earlier. This is because of the compound returns. The earlier you start, the more returns you're going to get in the long term.
The fourth cure, guard thy treasures from loss. Guard thy treasure from loss by investing only where thy principal is safe, where it may be reclaimed if desirable, and where thou wilt not fail to collect a fair rental.
This actually follows Warren Buffett's number one rule, which is never lose money, and his number two rule, always remember rule number one. What this basically means is avoid risky investments, don't invest in things you don't understand, and be careful who you loan money to. We've all heard about the crypto craze and probably know someone who's lost money. As a general rule, anything that's really hyped up is probably not a good investment. Once that hype dies down, so does the price. So you can look at not only crypto, but things like Beanie Babies and the dot-com bubble.
The fifth cure, own thy own dwelling. Thus come many blessings to the man who owneth his own house, and greatly will it reduce his cost of living, making available more of his earnings for pleasures and the gratification of his desires.
Now, I think this should come with a huge disclaimer that says that owning a home is really a long-term investment. And if you're raising a family and plan on staying in the same spot, I think this makes a lot of sense. You can pay off your home and really have that security and peace of mind knowing that your home is taken care of. However, if you're young and you're traveling a lot, owning a home might not make sense.
The sixth cure, ensure a future income. It behoves a man to make preparation for a suitable income in the days to come when he is no longer young, and to make preparations for his family should he be no longer with them to comfort and support them.
Basically, plan ahead for when you get old and pass away. For most people, this means a retirement account like a 401k or IRA, but it could also include other income streams too, like real estate. Just keep in mind that the income you have today might not be the same income you have tomorrow.
The seventh cure: increase thy ability to earn. The more of wisdom we know, the more we may earn. That man who seeks to learn more of his craft shall be richly rewarded.
So there's really two parts here. The first part is talking about increasing your financial knowledge. And if you don't know anything about finances, a great book to learn is I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. You can buy this used on Amazon. And if you're looking more for investing and more of a data driven approach, Just Keep Buying is also another great book. And if you're in a lot of debt, Dave Ramsey also has some great advice as well. All the book recommendations will be in the description, so just check that out. The second part to this cure means getting better at your job. And this could mean taking certifications or increasing your knowledge and skills, taking a online course. And there's also a lot of soft skills too that you can practice in the workplace. You also might want to consider getting a promotion or even starting a side hustle. Right now, there's a lot of side hustles you can do to make money online. And I personally believe that starting a side hustle that becomes a full time income is one of the best things you can do for your financial independence.